Welcome back to the Leaseback Insiders Club. When most people hear the story of French leaseback investment, they tend to go all cynical and say, that sounds too good to be true. What's the catch? Well, in this video I want to talk you through the most commonly raised concerns about leaseback investing. Number one, are there any hidden costs? Yes, there are. You'll have to pay the taxe foncière, which is a land tax based on the square meterage of your property. You may also have to pay some co-ownership charges to something called a syndic, which is a residents association that looks after the building. And finally, you'll need to pay a French accountant to submit a tax return to the French authorities for you each year. But these costs are manageable, and we'll talk about them in the context of your specific project. If you subscribe to the Leaseback Support Service, that includes submitting your tax return to the French authorities. The second concern is that the rental yields seem low. Well, they're typically between 3% and 4.5% a year. If you see anything above 5% in France, the chances are that is an unsustainable rental yield, so you should be suspicious of it. But even at the more sustainable numbers, leasebacks are a secure, solid, long-term investment. The third concern is, am I locked in for the total length of the lease, which can be 9, 11, even 18 years? The answer is, no, you're not. You are the freehold owner, so you can sell the property at any time. The new owner simply takes over the lease from you. This leads on to number 4, which is, can I break the lease and rent the place out myself? Well, yes, you can, but there'll be a clawback of the VAT if you do it within the first 20 years, and there could be a penalty from the management company because you're denying them future business. And why would you want to do it anyway? Because you'll end up running a buy-to-let hundreds of miles from home with all the hassle and aggravation that that implies. We always recommend our clients to renew the lease and to keep on renewing the lease and let the management company do all the work for you. This is meant to be a hands-off investment, so leave it that way. The next concern is, what if interest rates move? Well, things are slightly different in France. The French banks will extend the term of your mortgage rather than increasing your monthly payment if interest rates change. It's all designed to stop you having a cash flow shock that you're not expecting. If they reach the maximum term of the mortgage, then they'll gradually increase the amount you pay in line with inflation, so you won't get a sudden unpleasant surprise when you look at your monthly bank statement. The sixth concern is, can I use my leaseback investment as a permanent home in the future? The answer is almost certainly not. These are holiday apartments. They're usually too small to live in permanently, and often the resorts are closed for part of the year, so it just isn't practical. If you want to have a permanent home in France, you should make a classic investment in a permanent home and not go down the leaseback route. The final concern is that there's a lot of paperwork and bureaucracy. Well, welcome to France. That's the way they do things. But don't worry about it. Our back office team has helped more than 500 clients to acquire over 1,500 leaseback properties in the last 6 years. We know what to do with all the paperwork, and we'll talk you through it step by step. Join me on the next video where we'll discuss how best to finance your leaseback property.